What's up, y'all? Mr. Octagonal here from Octagonal Gaming. Now, today is the NBA draft, and I know pretty much everyone watching this video hopefully is pumped. I know I am. So, this is it. This is the final prospect profile for this year's draft. I do plan on making this for next year's draft. However, the only difference is I'm going to start it earlier. Because I started this a week before the draft. I started it last Thursday. And I had to upload pretty much 3 of these a day. And yeah, that's a lot. So I'm probably going to start it 2 or 3 weeks in advance. I might only have 1 or 2 going up per day. But that's what I want to do. I'm going to do this similar with the NFL draft on the clock. Like, I'm going to start it earlier. So, yeah, that's the plan. So, I decided to save best for last. I'm a big Kansas fan, so that's Frank Mason. So make sure to drop that like button and subscribe if you're new. So this is our final prospect profile, and who better than Frank Mason? Now, Frank Mason I think he's going to go in the second round. I don't think he'll be a first-round pick. I think he's first-round talent. I don't think he'll go in the first round. I definitely think he will be taken. He will not go undrafted. He will be drafted today. No doubt. But I don't think he'll be a first-round pick. He might. It's more likely that he goes in the first round but is not drafted. And if I was one of those teams in the late first round, I would not mind taking Frank Mason on my team. Unless Lonzo Ball or something like that was available, which there's a 99.9% chance that Lonzo Ball or Markelle Fultz or Josh Jackson or Jason Tatum or De'Aaron Fox or any of those guys will be available. They won't be available, is what I'm trying to say. So, I would gladly take Frank Mason, especially if I'm like a win-now team looking for a backup point guard. I have a perfect team for you. The Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets could use a backup point guard. At their starting point guard, there's even been trade rumors about Patrick Beverley. So, who else if they have a point guard? I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, so there goes that. So, Frank Mason, if I were to guess, I could see him going anywhere from around 25 to around maybe 50. And in mock drafts, there are 2 teams that I've seen more than any other team, and that's the Pacers at 47 and the Celtics at any of their picks. Which the Pacers, they could pretty much use anything. Their point guard is Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague is a free agent at the end of this summer. This summer, Jeff Teague's a free agent. He's going to want a lot of money because he had, I think, the best year of his career last year and his first year of Indy. Do I think Indy will pay him the big bucks? I do. Because this was his first year of Indy and his best year of his career. He did better this year than he's ever done with the Atlanta Hawks. So I really think Jeff Teague will get paid. Who do they have a backup? Joseph Young. Yeah, I really don't. I think Frank Mason's better than Joseph Young. Joseph Young's a solid player, but I think Frank Mason is better than Joseph Young. And this is a stacked draft class. It's deep. Even late in the first round, it's deep. There will be steals in the second round that could honestly become all-stars. I'm not saying who. I mean, Frank Mason, I feel like he has less potential than some of those guys because he's a senior. He graduated as a senior. He's not a one-and-done. He played for Kansas for 4 years. And if you think about it, if you put everyone, let's say last season you put everyone in this draft class in the NBA, technically Frank Mason would do the best. If you think about it. Because he was the best player in college basketball this year. He won the Woodard Award, and I really think he was the best player in college basketball. Did I watch more Kansas games than other games? Duh. But I really do think he was the best player in college basketball. Put up over 20 points this year, over 5 rebounds, over 4 assists. Now, obviously, let's just say we have Markelle Fultz and Frank Mason. We compare them as freshmen. So Markelle Fultz with this year's stats around like 23 points. Frank Mason only played like 13 minutes a game because he wasn't that good. That's the thing. Like, his sophomore season could be his rookie season in the NBA, and he would not be very good. His sophomore season, he took a massive leap from his freshman year. However, he wouldn't be very good in the NBA. So Frank Mason really could just end up being a nothing, like a good college player, but sucks in the pros. And he's undersized, so like 5'10", 5'11". But he very well could become something. He's talented. He's dominated. Let's look at the tournament this year. The first 3 games of the tournament, he and Kansas dominated. I picked Kansas to win it all because I'm a Kansas fan. I really didn't think Kansas was going to win it all. But after that Sweet 16 win against Purdue, I really thought we were going to win it all. The first 3 tournament games against like UC Davis or something, then Michigan State with Miles Bridges, and then Purdue with Caleb Swanigan. And Caleb Swanigan was the best big man in all college basketball this year. in my opinion, in most people's opinion. Kansas dominated them. All three of those games were blowouts. I really thought Kansas was going to win. Then we played Oregon and lost. But if I chose one team to lose to, I would choose the Oregon Ducks, no doubt. Because my favorite college football team is the Oregon Ducks. I'm a bandwagon when it comes to college sports. However, it's pretty much been Oregon and Kansas. I've always been an Oregon and Kansas fan, at least the past like 5 or 6 years. But I'm definitely a bandwagon when it comes to college sports. I'm not a bandwagon when it comes to pro sports. I mean, I sort of am. I mean, in like 2012, I was a Cubs fan, but then I changed to a Tigers fan. And I might regret that, considering the Cubs just won the World Series, and the Tigers probably won't. So maybe I will regret that. And I'd be making more 3-1 lead jokes. I do like making 3-1 lead jokes because I mean I hate the Warriors. Let's start off with that. I hope Frank Mason doesn't go to the Warriors, but the Warriors don't have any draft picks, so I don't think the Cavs do either. In either round. So I'm not a huge Celtics fan, and they might even draft Josh Jackson. So I would be kind of sad if the Celtics got both Josh Jackson and Frank Mason, considering I don't like the Celtics. However, the Celtics they're having rumors that they may take Jason Tatum, or the Knicks may trade up to take Josh Jackson, which would be an excellent pick for them. Because Melo, you gotta go. Phil Jackson gotta go first. They gotta fire Phil. They gotta trade Melo. They gotta buddy up to Kristaps. The Knicks have to pretend that Kristaps is about to die, and they have to do like anything they want, anything they can do to keep him alive. Obviously, it's nowhere near as extreme, but you get the point. I'm just saying a more extreme, like, you know, thing. So that's the end of this video. That's the end of the 2017 NBA Draft Prospect Spotlights. He's going to be back out next year. I hope you guys are ready for him. I mean, I have no clue I know the 2018 draft class pretty well. However, obviously a lot of changes could happen. Look at Harry Giles, #1 player in this year's draft class. He's fallen. He's fallen. I think with Harry Giles, he's either going to be taken in the late lottery or not be taken in the first round at all. I don't think Harry Giles is going to be picked in one of the 20 picks. Like 20 through 29 or 20 through 30. I don't think Harry Giles will be taken. Either he'll be gone or he'll fall. Personally, I think he'll be gone. So that's the video. I know this one was longer than normal, but I really think Frank Mason III can become something in this league. I really hope so as a Kansas fan. For the last time for the 2017 NBA Draft Prospect Profiles, peace out.